Hey, Claire, this book is called Corduroy, and this was your Uncle Peter's book, okay? I'm going to read this to you tonight. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home. The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls. Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked, straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look, there's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I've spent too much money already. Besides, he doesn't look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps." Look at, do you see where he lost a button?
You jump in there, the drought ends, and then the crops grow. Everyone's happy. Right. Okay. What if instead we built some sort of system that
Corduroy watched
down to the fields,
them sadly
tubes or something,
as they walked away.
distribution network. Yes.
"I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it." He looks kind of sad, doesn't he?
You like everyone.
So late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button.
Do you suffer from back pain? It's time you discovered what 2 million users have learned that's changed their lives forever. Introducing the all-new
Suddenly, he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident, he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went. Have you been on an escalator before? Kind of fun, aren't they? Could this be a mountain, he wondered? I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain. He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there, before his eyes, was a most amazing sight. Look at it. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace."
On Okinawa, civilians can't escape the
He wandered around admiring the furniture. "This must be a bed," he said. "I've always wanted to sleep in a bed." And up he crawled onto a large, thick mattress.
seeking shelter from the storm of combat.
All at once he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button," he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight.
They have no kinship with the Japanese, no loyalties to the
He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop! Off came the button, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled.
They don't know either how to fight or how to surrender.
Bang onto a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash.
Won't come out.
Oh, his poor head. Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. The night watchman was going his rounds on the floor above. When he heard the crash, he came dashing down
If they aren't directed
the escalator. Now who in the world Now who in the world did that? He exclaimed. Somebody must be hiding around here. Who do you think is hiding?
who refused to retreat with Japanese troops. As punishment, they cut off her foot.
He flashed his light under the bed, over sofas and beds, until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from under the cover. Who do you think that is? Hello, he said. How did you get upstairs?
On Borneo, Australians led the invasion of Labuan.
The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator
From here, they've been shipping local oil and rubber.
and set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls.
Filming from the open hatch of an Australian bomber. The gunners inside take aim.
Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning, and there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before. I'm Lisa, she said, and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home.
90 American and Australian ships get into position.
Shall I
With one
put him in the box for you? The sales lady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms. Oh, she really loves him, doesn't she? She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straightened. Guess who came to see us? There's Miss Kitty. And straight to her own room.
brace themselves for combat.
Hey, Miss Kitty, come on. Gotta finish this story. Corduroy blinked. There was.
They land unopposed.
Okay.
The pre-landing bombardment.
Corduroy blinked. There was a chair and a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like that enormous palace in the department. This must be home, he said. I know, I've always wanted a home.
Australia's Lieutenant General Moorehead.
Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like you the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder straps fastened.
They survey the scene.
So she's taking care of him, isn't she?
Most they learn are
You must be
inland.
a friend, said Corduroy. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug.
Just launch them.
Right, bye, honey. See you soon.